pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. During, I understand, official American National Library Week.
Yes, yeah. Come on. That deserves a woo.
I heard it on the radio. Okay, our mission is Oswego Public Library District exists to provide quality library services which will effectively meet the informational, educational, recreational needs of the district residents of all ages, with a special emphasis on supplying popular materials, providing reference services, and assisting students of all ages in meeting their educational needs. Welcome, everyone. We'll now have open session, time for public comment. We have a huge crowd tonight. By normal standards. Would anyone like to address the board? They're quiet too. Well, welcome, everyone. Moving on, approval of minutes, 6A. Could I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the regular session minutes and Finance Committee minutes for March 18th, 2026.
Second.
Thank you. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tamplin,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Very good. Correspondence, Krista.
On page number 10, you will see some scanned in comment cards. The one is a little hard to read, and it's in cursive. It says, just wanted to let you know I had a great service from Ben. He helped me with my print job. It was very complicated. Kudos to him. The second one is requesting a seed library, which someone at the Garden Club had talked about with us, so we might be able to do that this summer. We're also having a plant cutting library for house plants. So we're making little cuttings from our various house plants, and then people can come and take one and leave one type thing, because the theme for summer reading is plant a seed, read. And then the third one is a request from, I believe, a child requesting more toys in the children's department. There are also a whole bunch of emails which you would have all gotten forwarded from me throughout the last month for anything pertinent.
Very good. Any questions? If not, moving on to financials. Anything we should know about there, Krista?
Right now, we have had slightly more revenue than expected and slightly less expenditures for the year, which is a good position to be in. Kind of keep our eye on some of the ones that are getting closer, but we had all of our financial meetings this last month with all the department heads to make sure that they are all planning to spend their budgets appropriately. So I think we're in a pretty good position for this time of year. The only one that's really has a problem is our legal fees, and that is just because we've done a lot more stuff with the lawyers this year than normal.
Okay. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the fund balance and revenue and expense reports.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Walters,
Yes.
Conan, abstain, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tamplin.
Yes. Moving on to accounts payable. Why don't we have a motion first? And then Krista can point out any first thing. Could I have a motion on the accounts payable, please?
I'll make a motion for the approval of the April 2026 bills in the amount of $563,176.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Now, Krista.
All right. A few things to point out. The very first one on page 22, the card, we had a special contest for art design for a library card. And we're having special library cards run with that artwork, and I believe it was a junior high girl who won, so it's real cute. We'll only have a limited amount of those, but that is what that is for. We have in here, let's see, on page 23, you're gonna see for Dunco, there's some tea room furniture. This is actually being paid for by the Friends of the Library. They donated about $6,000 for us to get some new furniture for our tea department at Oswego. Since Montgomery had that big upgrade a couple years ago, we've really never fixed up over here. So that's from Friends of the Library. In Visionware on page 24, we got new self-checks. If you did not notice them on your way in, they're downstairs. They just got put out today, but we replaced the old ones. They were end of life. I think a couple years ago they were end of life, so we really needed to get the new ones in. That is what that one is. Let's see. On page 25, you will see for Conica Nolta, we are getting new copy machines for both of our staff areas at both buildings. So that's what those fees are for. And let's see here. Page 26, Pillar Designs. You recall we got a large grant 2 months ago. We did have to spend it before the end of the fiscal year, and we are buying a study booth for the teen department downstairs as part of the whole teen revamping. You'll see Craig on there. That's for today's and all the other services he's done for us. Craig Rapp. For our strategic planning, that is on there. And that is all I really had noted as being unusual, unless anyone has any questions on anything.
What's the charge for the Naperville Public Library?
It's going to be for a lost book.
That must be some study group.
Is this the really big one for Naperville, or is it?
No, it's 26,000.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, we've had somewhere it was like, oh my gosh. Yes, it is when people lose books.
Stealing reference books.
Is there some yearly
It's an annual fee.
annual fee?
Yeah. And then Harmony Group, I didn't mention that one. They are going to be starting replacing the window sills at Montgomery. If you remember, it had all the rotten wood warping. They're going to get all new sills in. And then we're also putting a laminate floor in the teen department downstairs. Because the carpet is really hard to do programming on.
What were the ones to the Village of Montgomery? A couple of small things in there.
Oh, that's just sewer, water, garbage.
Got it, okay. For the River Street, got it.
Did they, to train, get everything working for the 2 campuses and the controls?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing another train upgrade for the boiler and the air handler this upcoming year.
In fact, you recall that they're supposed to change the filters too, are they not?
I can.
You're changing? Okay. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
Conan, abstain, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to director's report.
Okay, that's going to be page 29. A couple of things I will just point out. I added some new sections based on feedback from previous meetings. Right in the middle, you'll see social media. This is just taken off. Our primary social media is going to be our website, and then Facebook and Instagram. So on here you can see, like our website, we had 6,800 visits in the month of March. Facebook views is 81,500 views. Actual interactions is 1,100. And we have a little over 5,600 Facebook followers. Instagram is less popular for us. We had 1,000 views and 47 interactions. And we have 1,398 followers on Instagram. So that's our social media. And then the other section I added new this month is the times the rooms were used. Now that we have study rooms at both buildings, I thought it would be nice to kind of keep track of how often both the study rooms and the meeting rooms are getting used by public groups. So that is brand new on the sheet. And the other on page 30, I wanted to kind of just float this by you before we do it. We are looking at replacing one of our sinks with a bottle filler. Originally, when we put it on the second floor, that's what we had, and we took it out because we did not allow drinks at that time. But since then, we do allow people to drink water in the building.
So it would not be in addition to the?
You would still have a drinking fountain, and you would have the water filler, but you wouldn't have a high drinking fountain and a low drinking fountain. We would just have one ADA
Okay,
compliant one.
I think it's great.
I think it's, yeah.
Okay, excellent, and we will proceed.
On the social
Yes.
media, is there a way we can compare ourselves to other libraries to see how we're doing?
I can ask some of the other library directors what they have for their statistics.
I think it'd be helpful if we decide that we want to put more resources into our social media.
Okay.
We would know whether we're average, below, or above at the start with.
Okay, perfect, yes, I'll check on that.
I also had a question about that. Interactions qualifies as like questions asked and answered?
I think
or-
interaction, yeah, I think it would be like comments. We have a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
posts where it'll be like, what are you reading right now? And people kind of all comment together. So yes,
Do we know how much we're posting on social media?
ask Jill since she's in the audience. Is it a couple times a day, twice a day? I don't know.
We try to do a post a day on Facebook. It's sort of slow right now. With Instagram, we only do like photographs. Like we'll post the
Yeah.
living setting. We don't do program.
Right.
Okay. Thank you for the
I like the report.
Thank you.
Yes, very nice.
Okay, any other questions? If not, could I have a motion on the director's report, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the director's report.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second that.
Roll call, please, Jim.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Waller,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Parkins.
Yes.
Okay, committee reports, we don't.
We had a finance committee meeting in March.
Yes.
We don't have any upcoming committee meetings.
Okay. And we don't need to report anything from that because that's going to come back to us as something.
You have a first reading of the working budget on this one, and then we'll vote in May.
Very good. Do we need any other
Nope, I don't think so, not for me.
unfinished business? Nothing listed. New business. There we go. First reading, salaries.
That is going to be on page 31 and 32. I summarized the expected costs for the next fiscal year, depending on what type of raise you select to do. Put in our raise history, and then what our actual costs have been in the past years for salaries. And then, so there's that information, and the next page is the summary of the salary scale that we would have for 2026, 2027 fiscal year. And that's a first reading for tonight, and you would be voting it in May.
Any questions or comments? I'm trying to remember when we had the Purdue study, but that might be something that the finance committee might want to look at going forward, maybe next year.
Yeah, HR Source, they do a bunch of comparatives for local libraries, and I have tentatively contacted them for fall to do a study, budget depending, with the extra money in the budget.
Okay.
Krista, when do you
you calculate the value of library services? Is that in like December? Or do you-
When I give you that summary of,
How much?
it's usually in
people could have saved in
January.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do January through December.
Okay.
We can put it at early January.
That might be a good number to have when we get ready to approve this budget.
Okay.
Okay, first reading, we don't need to take a vote on that.
No,
No other questions or comments, we'll move on to working budget first reading.
and that's page 33 and 34. You guys, if you were at the finance committee last month, had a good look at it. We did get our expected tax income from the counties, and it is slightly higher than what I had previously budgeted. So I was able to raise some of our numbers back up to where they are normally at. One kind of comment I have is that we are thinking we may have to fully replace the Montgomery parking lots, which I am double checking if that can come out of special reserve or if that, it is right now built into this budget to be paid for. But I was also thinking we might want to look at some EV chargers if we're gonna redo parking lots, so.
So when you say fully replace, what do you mean exactly?
We can't just like seal coat it and patch,
And so who's doing the analysis of
EJ.
Yeah, I was gonna bring in Abbey Paving, just have them take a look and give us their opinion on what they think needs to be done.
There's some pretty big
that? Yeah,
chunks
understood.
missing
So,
out.
maybe we can talk offline about that. There are other, things that can be done to evaluate the condition of a parking lot.
Okay,
Might be more revealing, that, again, could be used for planning. Abbey is a quality paver, so I would have confidence in their opinion, but there's some empirical stuff that can be done that might be a little
maybe
more
better. Okay.
useful. And what I would suggest we would do both parking lots at the same
At the
time,
same time.
because you can rate them condition and then decide what action you want to take. And one of the things that, I don't know how much preventive maintenance we've been doing, but that's usually a good place to start.
Would that be, we talked about security cameras, especially in the Montgomery parking lot a while ago. Did we get those replaced?
We did get those replaced. They're actually quite good now.
They're quite good. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Any other questions or comments about the working budget? You're actually going to replace 1906 chairs, or?
I am going to start looking at replacing the 1981 chairs 10 at a time, because they are $500 each. And so we have 75 at Montgomery and like 80 at this building, so it'll be extremely expensive. So I think every year to try to chunk out a few of the worst chairs, we can start replacing them. But we did actually just recover all the chairs at this building, so they have like probably another 10 years.
Oh, great.
Not hearing any questions or comments, that will be the first reading for the working budget. And next, we have closed session on here. We don't need to do that. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Make a motion to adjourn? Missed it by 5 minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So, take a break for a minute and then we can